All right, welcome to Align Trading, taking a look at Friday's SPY recap before going over what to be watching into Monday and the rest of next week. So first thing that I explained on Friday in the pre-market brief for Discord members was that we had broken out of this handle that we had formed here with this cup and handle from Thursday, and we were in the purple buying continuation, and you also had to be paying attention to the 5-day moving average that was here as well. And I will show you on the 1-minute chart, but from the open of the day we were above it, had a push up within that purple buying continuation. Now again, we'll go over this on the 1-minute chart, but you can see how we start to form this inverse cup and handle back to that 5-day moving average. You have your head and shoulder right there, and we get this push back to the downside, closing the inverse cup back at this level right here and closing the gap from yesterday and even getting back below this liquidity that we had built, but we could not break below this final level here with this handle at the end of the day in green. Now we will go over what to be watching into Monday here, and if we continue below this 20-day, or if we're just building more liquidity right here for a handle, and we can see this push back above that 5-day right there and try and move out of these all-time highs. But now here on the 1-minute chart, going over the microstructure and algorithms. So as I was saying, with this 5-day moving average here at the open, we were never below it. So if you were looking for a short in the morning, you could have very easily seen that we did not form this right here to move below it. And we had this strong buying here in the morning within that green. And you see with our blue and yellow controlled selling right here, we start to form that inverse head and shoulder. Same algorithm once again, inverse head and shoulder, and you have this same algorithm once again, blue and yellow controlled selling, another beautiful inverse head and shoulder. Now, at this point right here, I'm explaining, right, if you are still looking to short this, pay attention to the structure as we can see that starting to form, and you see how we start tapering right here with this pink algorithm. We start forming this head and shoulder. You have your inverse cup and handle, beautiful head and shoulder off of that. Like I explained right here, once we close that inverse cup, see that handle, and we continue closing this larger inverse cup back at our 5-day moving average. So with this here as well, I'm explaining that what you need to be seeing on the 30-minute chart here is if we are going to continue moving higher, you will want to see that inverse head and shoulder forming right there within that blue and yellow. Maybe we try reaching one of these levels up here, which we did not do. And I explained that we could start to reject this and form that inverse cup back to our 5-day moving average, like you see right here. So at this point right here, I was all done for the day. I had took some of this on the way up right here, as well as taking some of this on the way down. Now, I explained that with the 5MA coming up, what you could be seeing here is if we do dip to it right and want to head up right here, pay attention for that inverse head and shoulder to start forming. And if we want to form a larger inverse head and shoulder and continue moving up, or what you could see, right, is that handle and us continue moving below it. So right here, you can see that we try forming that handle. You have your inverse cup, once again, right, handle in this as well. We cannot break down quite yet, and we continue forming this larger handle right there. You have that head and shoulder, another inverse cup, and you can see that we are forming that head and shoulder right there. Same thing, and you get this move down. So a couple very nice trades you could have taken, several opportunities to both sides today. Now with this here as well, this inverse cup that formed at the 5-day, I was explaining that on the 30-minute chart, right, that inverse cup and handle to be paying attention to right here, and we would want to see us below it for this move. Otherwise, you can see how we did start to initially break out of that orange controlled selling, and I explained that if we did form that inverse head and shoulder, be paying attention to the yellow and blue right there, and then you could look to go long again. Otherwise, just a handle, and you see that orange selling continuation continue. Now I had to leave for the afternoon Friday, so no more algos throughout the rest of the day, but you can see, right, how we are still within this blue selling, and you can see the same white and pink algos on the way down right there, head and shoulder, right? Same thing right there, same algo here again with your white and red. You see that forming. Now right here, you are looking for this move to the downside again. You even get your handle. We start to taper right here. You can see that tapering beginning, and we try and grab this liquidity back to the upside. Can't continue, right? And then just chop around the rest of the day. Now we will go over what to be watching Monday and into next week. So first thing here, right, we did have this rejection below our 5-day moving average, and we are above the 20. So a big move will start to form off of this, and what you have to be paying attention to is if, like I was explaining with the blue and yellow right here, we start to regain that 5-day and push up, or if we do remain below this 5-day moving average, form the inverse cup at the 20, you start to see that forming, and we finally break below this level right here. You can see that larger inverse cup and handle that is forming. We have our purple, we have our green, and then finally we will want to see this white starting to break out as well, and this move to the downside, grabbing that liquidity right here. Now, in the case that we do reach this 20-day, right, and we cannot get below it, well, then you will want to pay attention to this 5-day. You can see that start to form right there. You will have a shoulder off of it, and we could close a cup back up to here. Blue and yellow controlled selling. You start to see that, and we break out of a new all-time high once again. So if I zoom out some more, right, continuing to talk about this larger inverse cup and handle right here that we can see starting to form off of our 5 and 20, you will want to see this liquidity be grabbed, and from there you can see how we could start to grab this larger liquidity. We have a couple support levels down here, right? This first area right here, or if we do start to close the larger inverse cup, but as on the way down, you would continue to see this starting to form right here, bounces on the way. Like last time, right, with this structure that we formed here, this inverse cup and handle, pay attention as we can bounce out of it, right? You see this right here, we're starting to build out liquidity and move back to the upside. So if you do start seeing this starting to taper right here at that 20-day, be paying attention as this can start to form, and it is just a larger flag within that blue and yellow controlled selling, and back up we go, right? So talking about some of the same things here on the daily chart though, with our 20-day, right, we have two bounces off of it, we have two rejections off of this 5-day in between them, and we are now looking for either the rejection below the 20, or we regain the 5 and push back to the upper Bollinger and continue forming that inverse head and shoulder right there within this flag that you can see. Otherwise, we have this larger inverse cup that can be starting to play out, right? We have that handle right here. You will continue to see that on the way down to this bottom Bollinger. Now, you can also see that we are in a similar situation right here with the 5 and 20, as well as this box right here. So you can see we are within this range. So if we do see us starting to break out of that range, right, you can see we may enter this trading range that we were previously in, see if we can find support, or we do grab that as liquidity. And then same thing right here, we will want to see a breakout of this range if we do continue pushing higher into the 590s, 600s, whatever the case may be. Now, this week we do have some news, especially on Thursday. Pay attention to the jobs and the PCE report. We also do have a lot of earnings this week, so be paying attention as I'm talking about with this range that we have right here. We do have some stuff that can help us break out of this, along with the move off of our 20 and 5-day moving average, right? You see the last time we get a big move up. That will be all for the video, so thank you everyone for watching. Be sure to like and subscribe, and I will see members in the morning. Let's have a great week.